Hello, how are you all doing? Well, I am very excited today to be sharing some good information with you that I think is very valuable for what we're moving into in this world and energetically. So today I am going to share with you about what is the Schumann Resonance, very simply. What are solar winds? What are solar flares? What's geomagnetic storms? Again, very simply, so you can understand what is happening right now, because this energy is growing. It's rising higher than it's ever been before, and we are having more and more activity, solar activity, than we've had, and it affects us, our mind, body, emotions, spirit, and the earth. And so I thought it would be really valuable for you to have this information. So I am going to attach to this and share with you how it affects you in each of those areas and the earth, and how to self-care for that after I give some brief definitions. And the reason why I think this is so important, other than what I said, I have been affected by these energies since I was, a little girl, and all of us are affected by it. It just depends on how sensitive we are, but it's also that energy is growing and affecting all of us a lot more. And I will have links under the video in the information to all of where you can go find more information, because there's so much you can learn. And I got the majority of this from NASA, and I will be reading some of this because it is from NASA, and sharing and explaining. So let's get started. Okay, so the Schumann Resonance. The Schumann Resonance are global electromagnetic resonance generated and excited by lightning discharges in the cavity formed by the Earth's surface and the ionosphere, and it's affected by solar wind and solar flares. So, and you have to remember that everything is energy. You are energy, and this is huge amounts of powerful energy that is coming our way from the sun, from the solar experiences. The Earth acts like a giant electronic circuit. The atmosphere of the Earth is actually a weak conductor. If there was no source of electric charge for the atmosphere, its energy would dissipate in about 10 minutes. So you see how important all this energy is. The ionosphere is the region of the Earth's atmosphere that stretches roughly from 30 to 620 miles above the surface, and along with the upper atmosphere forms a boundary between Earth's lower atmosphere and the vacuum of space. So that's important. So we have certain activity from lightning that is the Schumann resonance. So from the vacuum of space to Earth, there is different energies that happen in there, and the Schumann resonance measures what happens between this energy of this field of energy. And then there's the solar flares and activities that happen in the universe are outside of that, but they come in and influence this ionosphere that we're in. So that I want you to get that. Just again, trying to keep this as simple as possible. Around the Earth, there are roughly 2,000 lightning storms at any given period of time, producing about 50 flashes of lightning every second. And this accounts for much of the measured flow in the electromagnetic field. So what the Schumann resonance is picking up. This means that there's a great deal of electrical activity between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere. Some of this is in the form of standing waves of electricity. These standing waves are known as the Schumann resonance. So what are the resonances? Each lightning burst creates electromagnetic waves that begin to circle the Earth in the cavity between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. Some of the waves, if they have just the right wavelength, combine and increase in strength to create a Schumann resonance. So the base atmospheric electronic resonance frequency is usually 7.83 hertz. This means our atmosphere is continuously resonating with a radio frequency of 7.83 hertz, along with progressively weaker harmonics at around 14.3, 20.8, etc. These oscillations are called the Schumann resonance. So it goes up and down, and the amount of resonant fluctuates as the ionosphere becomes more or less dense. This depends largely on the amount of solar radiation striking it. In January of 2017, the Schumann resonance reached frequencies of above 36 hertz, which was unusual. Historically, any rise above 15 hertz was considered large, so scientists were puzzled. According to some of these higher resonant frequencies on Earth are associated with more stressed nervous systems than normal. And today, or actually I think it was yesterday it reached 40 hertz. So in the realm of speculative or New Age science, many believe that the Schumann resonance can be affected by human consciousness. So whether it's meditation or putting our focus out there, or our fear and anxiety. So according to this theory, if there is a global increase in anxiety or tension, this will also affect the Schumann resonance. There's also the belief among some proponents that an increase in these resonance frequencies could affect humanity as a whole and cause a global rise in anxiety, tension, and or passion and awakening. Okay, so that was the Schumann resonance. So I hope that gives an overview, but again, I'll have links so you can go into depth and get this more. So geometric storms. So this is going to the big picture, and then I'll do a couple short, and this, I'm not going to take a long time on this, but it's just giving you the brief, so when I go into why certain things are happening, like the potential for blackouts, you will have a clear understanding why that's possible now with science, rather than thinking it's woo-woo, or people don't know, or it's the end of the world, that sort of thing. So I just am wanting to help calm some of the stress around all of this and be informative for you so you can make good decisions. So what is a geometric storm? So a geometric storm is a major disturbance of the Earth's magnetic osphere that occurs when there is very efficient exchange of energy from the solar wind into the space environment surrounding the Earth. So just think of that other magnetic osphere encompasses the solar, the planets and everything, and Earth. So it encompasses everything. It's wider. And if I get anything wrong, I'm sorry, but I'll give you the spaces, and that's why I'm reading also, because I'm not a scientist and I don't know all of this by heart. But I have a good picture in my mind, but I thought I would read it because it's more valid then. These storms result from variations in the solar wind that produces major changes in the currents, plasmas, and fields in the Earth's magnetic osphere. This condition is effective for transforming energy from solar wind into Earth's electromagnetic sphere. So what the sun is going to create, and I'll explain, it'll be defined later, but the sun is putting off energy, solar energy and winds, and it creates disturbances in that field, which then comes in and affects our ionosphere fields and is creating things. So just to bring this down, to give you a little chunk if you're kind of going, oh my God, what's she talking about? The largest storms that occur from these conditions are associated with solar corona mass ejections, where 1 billion tons or so of plasma from the sun, which is embedded magnetic field, arrives at Earth. Solar corona mass ejections are typically take several days to arrive at Earth, but there have been observed from some of the most intense storms to arrive in as short as 18 hours. Another solar wind disturbance that creates conditions favorable to geomagnetic storms is a high-speed solar wind. These geomagnetic storms, while less intense than the coronal mass ejection storms, often can deposit more energy in the Earth's magnetic osphere over a longer interval. Storms also result in intense currents in the magnetic osphere, changes in the radiation belts, and changes in the ionosphere. During storms, the currents in the ionosphere, that's between Earth and the what do I call it? Cosmos. I can't remember that term. Oh well, I said it before. During storms, the currents in the ionosphere, as well as the energetic particles that precipitate into ionosphere, add energy to the form of heat that can increase the density and disturbance of density in the upper atmosphere, causing extra drag on satellites in low Earth orbit. The local heating creates modifications in the path of radio signals, this is important, and creates errors in the positioning information provided by GPS. While the storms create beautiful auroras, they also can disrupt navigation systems such as the Global Navigation Satellite System and create harmful geomagnetic induced currents in the power grids and pipelines. So I want you to start to see it can be disrupting things that we take for granted here on Earth. Okay, so now I'm going to start breaking down some of the terms that are involved in the geomagnetic storms. So gamma rays. Gamma rays have the smallest wavelengths and the most energy of any wave in the electromagnetic spectrum. They are produced by the hottest and most energetic objects in the universe: neutron stars, pulsars, supernova explosions, and regions around black holes. On Earth, gamma rays are generated by nuclear explosions, lightning, and radioactive decay. They are absorbed by the Earth and can cause disruptions of communication networks, blackouts. Okay, so again, the radiation and all of this is happening. More and more is coming in from our solar system, and so there's a chance of electrical blackouts or different things being disrupted. Okay, so solar winds. Solar winds stream off the sun in all directions at speeds of about 100 million miles per hour. The source of the solar wind is the sun's hot corona. The temperature of the corona is so hot that the sun's gravity cannot hold on to it. These wind speed variations buffet the Earth's magnetic field and can produce storms in the Earth's magnetic osphere. Solar flares are a sudden explosion of energy caused by tangling, crossing, or reorganizing the magnetic field lines near sunspots. Solar flares are sometimes accompanied by corona mass ejections. These are huge bubbles of radiation and particles from the sun. They explode into space at very high speeds when the sun's magnetic field lines suddenly reorganize. Solar flares and corona mass ejections are the most powerful explosions in our solar system. All right, so those are just brief, and like I said, I will have links to the NASA sites for each of these, and there's great videos that explain it very easily, and more information that you can find. So now I want to go into, so how does this affect your mind, body, emotions, spirit, and earth? Okay, so remembering that the electromagnetic activity of the sun affects our electronic devices and the human electronic field. We are energy, everything is energy, everything is affected by what energetically is going on. So if you have these huge bursts, which are getting bigger and bigger in the universe, out and the sun, they're getting stronger and stronger. And the other thing is that they're the veil that keeps those storms out has been thinning a little bit, and I believe it thins more at night. So wherever the sun's not, then the veil is thin, and that's when the most energy from the solar flares and solar winds and other things that are happening out there, radiation and stuff, comes in, and that's why it's also a good idea. Don't go running early in the morning. Wait until things heat up and that energy gets moving around. Because just think what those things that happen overnight. It just popped into my head, sorry. Okay, so let's talk about physically what happens. So you'll feel, and you guys might be feeling, have been feeling all of this, things happening. See what relates, write it down, and then you can, and you can go, because you might be thinking you have COVID or you have other things that are happening, crazy things that you can't explain, and this might explain it. Okay, so you feel when there's like a charge of this, you feel you can, and you don't have to feel all of these. You can feel different things, and certain people will feel things more than other people. You might be more emotional than you are physical. Somebody else might be more physical or spiritual. All the things. Everyone's different. It's all right. It's all right to be different. But if you can start to understand this and how to take care of yourself, then what I'm hoping is collectively some of this fear and stress can go away. So it's not adding to, shooting that Schumann resonance up, and that we can start adding a more positive energy to shoot that resonance up into creating more healing for all of us and our world. So electricity running through your body, your nervous system is lit up. So you might feel overwhelmed. Like I find, I feel like I've reached my limit. Like, don't add one more thing. Don't say one more thing. Don't, if I'm with somebody or my partner is like, this is what I want to do and not one thing more. It just feels like you're at your limit. You can feel wired and tired, exhausted, headaches, heart fluttering, increase in blood pressure. There's an increase with the sun and heart are related. Those are related. Increased in risk of heart patients for strokes, cardiac arrest, increased radiation risk for people at high altitude, so flying, feel off balance, nauseated, have digestion problems, skin irritations or breakouts, just weird things that were happening, tingling, general malaise. So one of the things to know is the pineal gland in our brain is also influenced by electromagnetic activity. Everything is. We're mainly water, so just our whole body is we're electromagnetic. So we're going to be reacting by all of those things that are going on. That's why your computer, your phone, 5G, all that stuff is influencing you, and you're not realizing how much it's influencing you. And so I'm sorry, let me go back. So pineal gland in our brain is also influenced by electromagnetic activity, which causes the production of excess melatonin, a hormone that can cause drowsiness. So if a lot of you have just been exhausted, right, I know a lot of this is going on. So besides just downloading information, but you're processing all this energy that's coming into your system. Hot and cold sensations of electricity, and extreme environmental sensitivities, like it feels like my allergies which had pretty much gone away, all of a sudden have been activated. Inner states can be in rapid resonance with the states of the people around us. So we're picking up on what other people are going through, and so we can be a roller coaster ride with that. So self-care during this time, and I want to preface this for all the self-care that I say here. If at any time you feel you don't know something and it would make you feel better to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Do not second guess, but definitely go to the doctor and check things out. But I just want to share this information. So get good sleep, nap when you're tired, like honor your body. So if it's tired and you can, take care of it and give it the sleep. Eat a healthy diet. Detox is great right now while all this is going on. Detoxing metals, detoxing your liver, really giving the body a chance to cleanse itself is super good. Move your body. Cut out toxic ingredients that you ingest or put into your body. Drink lots of water. Learn to breathe correctly. I have a lot of that on my good breathing exercises in my self-care book, Wim Hof and the Oxygen Advantage. There's lots of stuff we're really learning that most people have not been breathing correctly, and it actually causes anxiety and can cause you to gain weight, can cause you to not be your best, and you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. And that helps you build, also it builds your immune system. And with COVID and all that's going on and the stress, you want to have a top-notch immune system. So the more that you can pay attention to your immune system with all this stuff coming in, the healthier you're going to be, the easier you're going to get through this. Honor what your body is going through. Turn off electronics. Get into nature. Baths are wonderful, or swimming or showers. Water is great for clearing, for grounding. Move your body. Supplements to support heart and your nervous system. The bees and Q10, etc. Ask your healthcare person or whatever just to see what you need, and eating correctly. All right. So emotionally. Irritated. Yes, I think a lot of us has been irritated, frustrated, overwhelmed, full. Again, talking about that, like there's no more room. Sometimes we just hit this spot, particularly if there's a lot coming in. You might just feel like in fact, you can't do anything. You're just like, I don't want to do anything. I can't think. I just want to go to sleep. And I would say go to sleep if you can. Emotional roller coaster. Depressed, anxiety, stressed, emotional weakness, meaning fragile, but you're not weak, but just you're emotionally fragile. Easily can go in and cry or grief or what, you're just and you're probably picking up from other people. So it's like really learning how to manage from the inside out rather from being influenced by everybody around you. Learn how to take care of your body and take care of your emotions, and that will help you. Creating healthy boundaries will help you from being so empathic and taking on other people's or the collective's emotions. That's a lot of people are doing that and feeling pressured, all sorts of different things. Insomnia, suicidal thoughts, feeling weak or hopeless, overstimulated, bipolar disorders pop up or get activated, really activated, and other emotional disorders. Profound influence on our consciousness, bringing out and healing our hidden emotions. So it's bringing out things in us that are wanting to be healed. And so part of the self-care for that is paying attention to what emotions and stuff are coming out and what memories are being popped in, to start to heal those. So create a strong support system of friends and or family that you can call on, or professionals. If you're feeling suicidal, call for help, get help, and know also that, right, it could be other things that are creating these. That there's I find that I pick up on weird, strange thoughts that just will pop in from the collective, from different things that are dark, but it's not me. You have to realize, again, discerning. Beside that, I can discern for me, that's not me. And if things are popping up in your head and they're not you, realize they're not you, and you're picking up on other energies, electromagnetic things that are happening, and probably the collective, different things that are being cleared out or having a light shown onto it. So definitely, I have found through a lot of this, support systems are really important, even if it's just one person. But so any way you can have, any professional help that you need, but also friends or family, or just one other person that you know that's going through this, that you can talk about this. Not everybody can talk about what we're talking about and what I'm sharing with you. So realizing there's nothing wrong with you. If people aren't understanding you, not everybody is awake where you are, that you can have a consciousness about this and you're interested in it. Some people are, are just like, they don't want to go there. They don't want to know what's happening. They just want to stay asleep. And so that's where they are right now, and we have to honor that and just reach out and find other people who are, or communities where you can share information and share how you're feeling, and it would be a safe place. That's very important. Again, deep, slow breath work. And when you do a deep, slow breath, like 5 to 7 count inhalation and exhalation, what you're doing when you do that is you're telling that reptilian part of your brain, the oldest part of your brain that puts you in fight or flight or freeze, the stress part, right? The one that's going danger, danger, danger. You tell it you're safe, you're okay. So that will start to stop the stress cycle for you. And so this is one thing, when something comes up, you can just immediately start deep, slow breathing to get you back to neutral, so then you can observe the situation and make a new choice. So yes, seeing a therapist, counselor, life coach, doing emotional clearing of traumas and triggers, your programming as a child, those things, that's one of the things that it's stirring up. So it's wanting to be released, because through all of this, we're evolving. That'll be in the spiritual aspect of this. Set healthy boundaries. So again, being able to say no to honor who you are and not sacrifice yourself, not give your power away, for you to be discerning, for you to make your own decisions by doing your own research and coming to your own conclusions is really important, because there's nobody like you. There's nobody like you, and there's nobody else that knows exactly what it is that you need. And so this is all a time where we're starting to stand in our own power, where we're getting to learn who we really are, and that we are powerful beings, and we're here for a reason. And this is a major thing that's happening right now. You're here for this time, and to help, and for you to grow and evolve. So don't overschedule. Schedule your day and include downtime, alone time. Be kind and gentle with yourself and others. Find a group that's uplifting, aware, so you can see and hear, so you can be seen and heard, and you don't feel misunderstood. And find other sensitives and starseeds. Okay, so let's talk about mentally. So mentally, distortions, confusions, apathy, erratic behavior, trouble concentrating, staying focused. It may shake you up to have more clarity, more consciousness, and more awareness. So it might get you going like, what's happening? Why am I doing this? You might be questioning your life. Is this all there is? Is this how it's going to go? Is nobody, going to take care of this problem? It starts you seeing how things aren't working, what things are working, and new ideas and new things coming into you. So it's like, in some ways you're getting rewired from all the electromagnetic stuff that's happening. You're getting activated, things are getting turned on in your body, in your DNA, in your system, and other things are getting shaken up, so you can let them go, so you can resonate in a higher resonance. So you're expanding your energy to a less dense, higher resonance, and also just take good care of yourself during this time when this influx of energy is coming in, and there's a lot of unknowns that create stress and anxiety, so that you know that you can handle. You don't have to handle what's happening out here, but you need to be able to handle you, and so you can know how you can best show up in the world, and how you want to, and what you want to create, and not be swept away by a lot of people who are in fear and making decisions out of fear, rather than being in their creative, expansive energy, higher, less dense energy, making choices. So self-care, so gratitude, having gratitude, every day, what are you grateful for? Grounding, spending time in nature or in water, doing things that really have you feeling connected to yourself, connected to others, so being with friends, connected to nature, connected to source. Anything that grounds you that way is great mentally for you. Having compassion for yourself and others, empathy for others. So spending time in nature, getting sleep. Again, sleep, when you're sleeping, your body's healing. So if you are tired, your body is wanting to go into healing. And as much as you can, let yourself have that. Create from passion and inspiration, again, rather than from fear. When you feel that there's kind of surges where it's like we're going in, we're digesting all the stuff, the energy, we're kind of in this space like you don't feel like you can do anything, yet there's stuff going around, you're feeling things, and then all of a sudden you have this like whoosh, this openness, and it feels like, oh my gosh, I've got this idea, and it feels like you can move forward and you have energy, so it's like paying attention to that. And when this energy comes, this opening comes, take advantage of it and get out and do the things that you feel inspired and called to do. Choose the feeling of unconditional love over your fears. Take it easy when needed. Don't overschedule. Keep loving company. Declutter your spaces. So car, home, office, anything that's at your mind. That's again why we're releasing. Just declutter. It's kind of like we're simplifying things. We're simplifying, so then you can pay attention and be more aware of the things that are happening around you. Be flexible. I find like I don't really want to schedule anymore because I don't know what I'm going to want to do when, and I'm really trusting my instincts to do what I want to do when I want to do it, rather than feeling I have to schedule a lot. So other than being with my clients, which they need a schedule, on the whole, I'm pretty much in flow, and honoring that, and it feels really good. So I recommend playing with that. Yeah, and particularly when there's a lot of energy coming in. And I would recommend you can go to the Schumann Resonance. Again, I'll have the link. You can go every day and see what's happening or what happened. Like check, first you might want to just like, well, let's feel if I'm feeling it, right? So you might feel like all of a sudden you get a little dizzy or the ground kind of moves, feels like it's moving a little bit underneath you, or like you go a little spacey all of a sudden, you don't know why. And then it lasts for a little while and then it's gone. And you have these other symptoms, and then you can, and they're heavier on one day than another. Go check the Schumann Resonance, and remember it's on Russian time, so you're going to have to adjust the times to see. So they're like a day ahead of us. They're like 14 hours, I think, ahead of us. So you're going to have to adjust the time and see if you're picking up on that, and then you can start trusting when there's electromagnetic energy happening right now, and I can feel that. Let me see what else. Okay, so practice some energy healing for your mind. So that's also energy healing. There's a variety of things that you can do for that, and actually I've got a lot on YouTube or under Marilyn O'Malley, or you can get my self-care guide for sensitives and starseeds, and there's all sorts of links in there too, and information in there about how to do that. Okay, spiritually, I'm sorry this is long, but I want it to be a resource. It is a resource. So profound influence on our consciousness, bringing out and healing our hidden emotions, unexplained sensations of restlessness. So that's that kind of like, why am I here? What am I doing? All of a sudden you might feel like I want to move. This is not, this isn't where I want it to be. You have a calling for something else that's asking like, is this it? That sort of restlessness, or you've got energy that's wanting to shift. So you feel there's a veil lifting, so seeing the truth of who you are, reality shifting, again, going back to all of a sudden you're able to see something that you couldn't see before. Quantum free will, you realizing that you have free will, and that you and you're realizing yourself as an energetic multidimensional being in a human body. Like you have powers, you have psychic. A lot of times too, our psychic powers are increased. Our intuition's off the boards too. We just have all this knowingness. Again, that's sort of the waking up of ourselves, and so you'll have those revelations about your life or about what's happening. So DNA activations, shaking humanity up in order to evolve. I said greater, and awakenings. So self-care during this time, meditation, meditate, go inward, and love yourself unconditionally. Find all those places where you're not loving yourself unconditionally. Do inner child work, releasing the emotions, time in nature, connecting deeply with nature, just feeling all the, as much as you can feel without, with healthy boundaries, right? And so I don't want you feeling everything and everybody, but feel the things that you're drawn to, that you're experiencing, that you've shoved down, or the things in nature. Hug a tree, go feel a tree. Feel how different each tree is. Sit with your back against a tree and take it in and just see what happens. Explore. Like I said, fall more deeply in love. Live from the now. Live in the now. This is where we create. This is where all the information is. If you're in the past, you're just recreating the past. There's nothing new there for you. And you're just going to create more and more stress from that past. If you're in the future, you're creating anxiety because you're in that unknown, and you're not in a place where you can actually create. So being in this present moment right here, right now, is super powerful. And in your body, so not out spacing around, in your body, feeling what you're feeling, and saying what you want, and creating what you want, and meeting your needs, and asking for help, and connecting with others, all those things, beautiful. Become more present. Learn to trust your inner guidance system, your higher selves, and your intuition, and learn and grow. Learn and grow. Yes, so all this information, this is helping you get more in touch with, this is how I work, and this is how the universe is working, and this is how Mother Gaia is working, etc. So let's see how it affects the Earth. So Earth disrupts communication systems, can cause electricity shortages and power outages, blackouts, crazy and severe weather patterns. That's why we're having crazy and weather severe patterns. Shaking humanity awake while revealing cosmic shifts, affects humanity collectively as it does individually. So what you see going on out in the world is also happening to us individually, and it's also happening to Mother Earth as she's growing. When charged particles from the corona mass ejections reach areas near Earth, they can trigger intense lights in the sky called auroras. So when there's auroras that there's a lot of corona mass eruptions happening. So there's a lot of radiation coming into our atmosphere. So you can also look into and think again how to limit your exposure to radiation. So self-care, prepare for power outages. So get food, money, solar chargers for technology, how to cook without electricity, H2O, so all that stuff. Just have it on hand. It's like part of your earthquake or tornado or whatever, wherever you are in the world, your kind of support, and put them all together and just have that available, like a month's worth, so that you are, can take care of yourself if something happens, and prepare for severe weather. Realize that, if the weather people are saying that something's going to be severe, but you've never had severe before, you might trust that it's going to be severe. Just from our experience now, weather is not the same as it used to be. Choose unconditional love again over fear, and clear your environments of clutter, toxins, electronics, and your exposure to electronics. And so that's it. Wow, we covered a lot. I hope this was helpful, and that you will take the time to familiarize yourself with how you interact with the world electromagnetically and how that is affecting your body, your cells, your mind, your heart, your skin, your everything, and how we can help each other. How can we help each other take care of each other collectively if there is a blackout, right? And also how can we, you are worthy and you are enough already, and you are lovable, that taking care of yourself and putting yourself first right now to be the best, healthiest, wisest person that you can be will help everybody. And so if you need any help or want to talk about this further, or would like some help on your well-being, your emotional well-being, just you can give me a call and we can have a conversation, and I can help you with that. And like I said, go on to the links below that I put in the YouTube information place, and or just you can go now to NASA and just look up whatever you want to look up about electromagnetic fields and geomagnetic storms. And I just want to say I love you, and we're in this together. You're going to do fine. Be well and full of love and joy and health and abundance. Until we meet again, take care.